Data over anecdotes. People frequently use outlying data points to prove something true. If he'd been wearing his seatbelt in that crash, he would have died sort of thing. Sometimes I call folks out on this, other times not. If you tell me not wearing seatbelts is prudent because your father survived a horrendous car crash solely because he wasn't wearing a seatbelt, I'll know that you are doing something we all do at times, using emotion rather than reason to decide what makes sense. Statistics prove the efficacy of seatbelts in providing protection in case of car crash, the survival of daddy notwithstanding. Emotions are important, they're critical, but they can't replace critical thinking. Data. Give me data, lots of data, longitudinal data. Stories, anecdotes, and parables are fun and illustrative because outlying events do happen. But both personal decisions and public policy should be based on data, not some 1 in a million occurrence that shows remote possibility rather than likely probability. People tend to use outlying events, anomalies, to prove their position. Events like the centenarian pictured above, who, despite a lifetime of smoking, is seen happily puffing away as she celebrates her 100th birthday. The fact that she is particularly newsworthy because she runs counter to what we all know, that smoking decreases lifespan and increases morbidity, just plain old being sick, is ignored by some as they rush to prove that smoking is innocuous. No, it's not. It's a killer. This gal just has genes that allow her to do what most of us cannot. That same logic is also used in reverse. Emotion over reason folks will find the octogenarian who is more fit than the average 20-year-old, the individual who rose from the slums to become a world-class leader, or the person who beat pancreatic cancer and say, "See, they did it, you can too." Can? Yes. Will? Highly unlikely. I'm not a defeatist. I'm not a why bother Eeyore of an ass who thinks we're doomed to failure, but as a believer in fact and longitudinal large population studies, I prefer to see the world as we know it is rather than how we'd like it to be. Hey, the world's a dynamic little sphere and things can change. They can improve. But the first step is to stop lying to ourselves. Stop selling our position that has little, if any, basis in observed fact and attack a problem based on what we can demonstrate is true, not on what we wish is. Perception is reality is exactly what is wrong with emotional reasoning. Critical thinking is no guarantor of success, but believing in the tooth fairy, the anomalous as illustrative of high likelihood, has been shown as contraindicated if the goal is taking actions that lead to a desired outcome. Oh, bother.